So good morning or good night, depending on where you are, and welcome to another album collaboration video of the Shield on a Couch. And I'm here again, joined by Señorita Sabrosura. And how are you, Señorita?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good. And we're here to talk a band that you probably sold a lot of albums when you worked at Hot Topic.
Yes, I did.
And we're talking about Fall Out Boy, who just released an album last Friday. And here's the album cover. And of course, this is the thumbnail. So it's called So Much for Stardust. And
Yes.
it's got that lovely Doberman with the bubbles. So yeah, this is the band's first album, I think, in a few years. So yeah, I haven't seen that many people talk about it. I've seen some, but obviously I'm like, yeah, I would like to talk about Fall Out Boy. So first of all, Señorita, I know, like, I think you hadn't listened to this band in a long time.
Yeah, I think it's been a few years since I listened to Fall Out Boy. And to be honest, I went wanting to expecting to like this album, because I've been listening to other bands like My Chemical Romance, AFI, like Taking Back Sunday. Like I saw them last year at Riot Fest, and then like, oh, I have it reminded me of my Hot Topic years and everything. But with this band, I tried, but no.
You have lost your emo cred.
Well,
Okay.
if I lost it with this band, I'm sorry, but yeah, I
Yeah,
rather lost it. Like,
yeah, yeah. No,
uh, for me, I felt like this is like background music that they put like when you enter at Forever 21 or something like that.
yeah. So yeah, props to Forever 21. If you want to sponsor us, like, write to us. Like, we'll sponsor you. Even I'll wear Forever 21, even though I'm 45. So yeah, I haven't heard of this band in a long time, and for me, this is a band that I always enjoyed, like, singles, but I've never been like a full on, like, super Fall Out Boy fan. I
Yeah.
think a few years ago in 2021, I went to the Hella Mega Tour, and it was Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and Green Day. But I went because of Weezer and Green Day.
Okay.
Fall Out Boy was there. I'm like, okay, but they won me over. They played good live. They were energetic, and a lot of,
Yeah,
like,
they're like a good band live, like very energetic. They have good singles, so if they play, they're gonna play their greatest hits.
so yeah, so after that, I'm like, yeah, I'll give them a chance. So yeah, this album, I was reading that apparently they were promising that this was like a return to, like, their rock roots, and I was like, when were they ever that rock? I thought they
Yeah,
were always
no.
commercial.
Well, I read that they were returning to their form, like those early years, like using more guitars. Apparently, I didn't listen to the last album, Mania or something like that. But
Yeah.
apparently that album was a disaster. And with this, they were promising like a better album, a return to form, using more guitars. But for me, I felt like they were trying too hard, and also it's like after their glorious emo years, they try to keep up and try to be relevant, and they mix hip hop, EDM, electronica, a lot of other things, and they lose their identity, and then they're promising to, like, okay, we're gonna go back to what we were, but you already lost your identity. So I don't know. It didn't connect with me. Maybe I'm too old, but Pete once it's 43. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, I actually, I went with this album with no expectations because
okay.
I'm not like I'm like, ooh, huge Fall Out Boy fan. And I heard some of the singles and I thought they were catchy. So I'm like, yeah, this sounds okay. So yeah, those were your initial thoughts. So
Mhm.
yeah, I listened to it. I think there's some things in this album that work, and there's some things that do not work at all. So it's like a mixed bag for me as
Yeah.
well. So let's talk about tracks, shall we? So what were your let's do this. Let's talk about your favorite tracks, and then let's talk about the tracks that are not so good.
Okay. Well, it was hard for me to pick up more than one because usually like you tell me like yo you pick like 5 songs or 6 songs 7 songs of one
Sometimes
album
you pick the whole
and
fucking album.
but here it's like I pick one and that's like I don't know if I like something else. But to start, I like Love from the Other Side. I think that was the first single. That's the first song of the album. I think it's a good opener. But the problem is like, okay, this song is good, and then it's a decline. Like and the other single, I felt it wasn't as good as the first one. Heartbreak feels so good, but it's not bad. It's one of the better songs in the album. And last, Fake Out. That song, I like how it starts, the delay of the guitars, the drums. My problem with this song, it might be the chorus with all the other songs in the album. Like some chorus here don't work for me.
Yeah, actually, Fake Out was my favorite non track that wasn't a single. I thought it
Yeah.
was fun. I don't go to Fall Out Boy to analyze the lyrics. Actually, if I'm being honest, back in the early 2000s, you could put Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, and I wouldn't know which band was which. I always confuse the two bands. I don't. To me, they sounded like the fucking same sometimes. I'm like,
I like Panic at the Disco a little bit more.
but yeah, they kind of sounded a little bit similar.
Yeah,
So
they kind of blend in.
let's do this. You said the favorite tracks. Now I'll say my favorite tracks, and then we'll trash it
Okay.
with the bad tracks. So okay, like you, I thought. You know what's interesting? The two singles starts the album. You know that's a bad sign sometimes, because sometimes
Yeah.
when they release singles, they don't, like when you release the first two albums starts with the first two singles. That means that you're putting your best foot forward because you're not that sure of the rest. So to me, Love from the Other Side, I like it. I like the you know, it's generic. You know, those OOs, they've been done to death, but they work here. And I guess I analyzed a little bit the lyrics. So I wonder, this is from loving someone from far away in COVID times.
I think yes.
Yeah, I think it's about that. You know, I don't think Fall Out Boy is like deep. So they're called Fall Out Boy, for Jesus Christ. So and like you, I agree. Heartbreak feels so good. It's catchy, but I think Love from the Other Side, it's a stronger single.
Yes.
Then you have the third song that I liked a lot was Fake Out. Too. I think I like the music and the chorus. I didn't mind. You know, I didn't put so much into it. But yeah, those three songs are the strongest in the album, in my opinion as well. And so yeah, this album is 13 songs, 44 minutes. But out of those 13 songs, there's two interludes. So
Yes.
actually 11 songs. So those are, we actually like the same
The
third track.
same
So
songs, yeah, it's for something.
let's see if we what we think about, if we think the tracks that are okay. So
Well, for me, it didn't work. I didn't like it. What a time to be alive.
oh yeah, the problem, I hated that song too. The problem with that song is that it sounds so, this is when I was listening to this song, I was thinking of being on a cheap ass like cruise ship, and like that's the soundtrack for you not in a good cruise ship, like in a bad one.
In a bad
And
one and a cheap bad one.
and just being there, that soundtrack, and meeting someone where you make bad decisions, then you bring some herpes home and you're not cured. That's the soundtrack for
Oh
that.
my God, that's too specific.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy fans, it's like, how dare you compare Fall Out Boy to BD? So yeah, that song it's bad. It's like when I was listening, I was actually listening to that song. I was going to the beach on Friday with a friend, and we were listening to that song, and we both said like, didn't Fallout get the memo that the 70s are dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that song, yeah, that's one of the worst songs. And what other song you thought was
What was the other one? The
it's so bad you forgot the title?
Yeah, I'm trying to like. Well, I didn't like any of the other songs. Like they didn't work for me.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the interludes. The like usually when they use interludes in an album, it's because a deep heavy song is gonna follow that interlude. Like but here, no, it's like it feels forced and corny. And even though I like Ethan Hawke, I like that movie.
It's
Um,
not Ethan Hawke's fault.
it's not Ethan Hawke's fault. Like, but it feels like forced. They put it there because uh I don't know why. And then
You
the
know what
other
they put it
interlude,
there?
like spoken poetry, like this year, like we have seen many other artists do that, like Iggy Pop, Deca for Curie, even Depeche Mode. Like, but here it's like it rambling about what? About
It's
the pandemic or
it's hip, okay? They're trying to be hip. No, because
the, it
that's
feels
from the
corny and
Reality
forced.
Bites. It's from a 1994 movie, and it's a part because I actually watched the clip today. It's from him talking about like his dad leaving, and then it goes into a song called "I Am My Own Muse." And I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with his father? Like, that's like a song like I give myself my own likes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah, and
I'm talking about the other interlude, the where he's rambling.
oh, Baby Annihilation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that was about. I forgot it. I yeah.
He's rambling like, man, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Then you have a song so good right now that it's kind of like a lot like they try to be very dance and very like yeah, very hip and
Yeah, they're still like put dance and electronic and
and yeah, it's not as bad as the other one as What a Time to Be Alive, but it's pretty bad. And then you have a song like Heaven, Iowa, which is like the ballad, but it didn't connect with me. I don't know why.
no,
Uh, I don't know because when I think of heaven, I don't think of Iowa.
no.
If it would have said heaven, Culebra. Ah, now you got me. But heaven, Iowa, no, Iowa's not heaven. Just ask Slipknot.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then the album closer, So Much for Stardust, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It's there. But it follows like it's the placing, it follows like What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah.
Which is like weird, like the placing on the album is weird. So yeah, it's a nice try, Fall Out Boy, but in the end, it's it's a okay, I guess, record. Like I think if you're like they were promising like a return to rock. It's a pop rock album
It's
with
very
pop guitars
pop.
on it. But it's super
And not
super pop.
even good pop, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, you truly hated this. So so after making you listen to this, Señorita, what is your final score and your final thoughts on this?
Well, I didn't hate it, like, but it's not. I'm not going back to this album. I listened to this album like a few times, like a few times, and after today, I'm pretty sure I'm never listening to it again. Not even a single.
It's going in your delete file.
Yes. So for me, it's a 4.
Oh wow! This is
Yeah,
the lowest score I think you gave an album.
yeah. I was thinking a 5, but a 5 will be average. For me, this was below average.
Wow, I can't believe I actually liked an album more than you.
Yep.
Yeah, this is so usual. Usually I'm the one shitting on albums, and here you go. So hateful, Señorita Sabrosura. Like, oh my God, Fall Out Boys are gonna get you. They're gonna be like, how dare you insult my
Well,
friends? So yeah, I wasn't ever like a huge fanboy. So I went with this with open ears. I think it's okay. I don't hate it as much as you do. So I would give it like a 5.5 out of 10. It's still an F, but
average.
it's still average album. And like you, I don't think I will be going back to this because I just listened to this actually to review it. And I did it because, it's Fall Out Boy. I'm like, it's a big name. And
Yeah.
let's give it a chance because I read they're promising, it's going to be very rocking,
Yeah,
but
it's been 20 years since the I think the debut album is gonna be 20 years this year.
yeah, I'm sorry, there's no song in here as good as Thanks for the Memories.
No.
That's my favorite song from them, and not even the catchier singles here get even close to that. So
No.
yeah, there you got it. Like we didn't think this album was very good. So that's our score for Fall Out Boy, and so much for Stardust. So what are your thoughts on the new Fall Out Boy? Comment, what are your favorite tracks? Let us know. Let us know if you think like we too were being jerks, or we were like the old generation C, like shouting at the wind. Even though like we're not like Fall Out Boy, like young people, this band is old, okay? When this came out, we were young, okay? So
Yeah, when the album came, the debut album came out, I was 21, and Pete Wentz was 23.
yeah, and yeah, so yeah, it's an album that it's going also on my delete file. So those are our thoughts. So if you like the videos that we're putting out, do not forget to give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe to me and Señorita Sabrosura. We have more content on the way, more album reviews. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the shield on the couch,
Señorita Sabrosura.
and we'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you. And Fall Out Boy, we're sorry.